through the lot, now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Table turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep fitting in love.
What's going on, people? What is going on, man? You already know the ties, you know the vibes already. It is Sunday evening, people, man. It's Sunday evening. We've had a day now. Do you know what I mean? All the euphoria, all the it's coming home, you know, all of that chitter chatter. We've had that. We've had our fun, man. Like I said, man, it's Sunday. I just want to kind of just relax. Do you know what I mean? Just chill, talk about the game, talk about how shit we still think England are and how much we don't know if they're going to, you know, if they're going to bring it home, you know, or not. Of course, we shall wait and see. Guys, I'm, of course, joined by Harris and Jamie in the damn building. Please make sure, whether you're watching this on Twitter, whether you're watching this on YouTube, make sure, of course, you are smashing the like. Oh, hold on. We are then also joined by K-Mac as well in the building. Guys, how are you doing this evening? And have you enjoyed your weekend, man?
Yeah, weekend's been all right. Football's been shit, but everything else has been good, you know.
That's what I like to hear, Harris.
Well, that shit looking peng.
Yeah,
I haven't heard someone say the word peg in flipping ages. I'll tell you.
This is a 15 quid Liverpool deal. I ain't paying 120 quid.
Love it.
Hey, listen,
it.
we're sticking it to the man over here. I know we got new prime minister and all of that. Yeah,
I'm FSG, G. I'm FSG. This is 15 quid. I don't spend.
This is it, man. And this is it. Big up Kells, big up Ends in the bill. Din, big up Alexander as well. Come on, man. You know the vibes already. Hashtag trend. Oh, don't worry. We will get into that. But before we get into that, and people in the chat as well, if you're watching us on Twitter, whatever, I'm gonna ask everyone on the panel a question. It's got absolutely nothing to do with football, but it was something that I saw pop up on Instagram, and I was like, you know what? I actually want to know, what would you rather do in this situation?
Here we go.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, it won't be seedy, it won't be anything crazy, but I just wanted to know. So here's the question: would you rather fight a chicken for 365 days in a row to death, or would you rather fight a gorilla once a year with a weapon of your choice?
The chicken.
It was just a question.
Unless the weapon is a grenade launcher,
You can choose any weapon of your choice.
even with a grenade launcher, that gorilla will probably move quicker than I can pull the trigger. So I'm going chicken, man. And at least I can eat the chicken after.
You can do whatever you like
There
afterwards.
you go. So yeah, I'm thinking. So yeah. The chicken.
I did
What's
like
the benefit? There's no benefit here. There's just, you've got to fight.
You've
like
got to do it.
Yeah, you've just got to do it. You have to either fight a chicken every day for a year, every single day for it to death, a chicken, or you can just fight a gorilla once a year with a weapon of your choice, but it's to death regardless. Either both propositions give you to death. That's it.
Oh, you die as well.
Yeah, you could die. I mean, I don't know how strong this chicken will be. I'm just saying the chicken is your opposition.
Yeah, chicken. I'm gonna kill the chicken and eat it. Ain't I? I ain't getting in.
Yeah.
I ain't going near a gorilla.
You got a weapon of your choice.
Yeah, but a gorilla can kill you by throwing you. I ain't
True. Yeah, Alexander says here can kill you just by friends. Yeah, I know. It was a question that popped up, and I was sitting there and I proper contemplated it. If I put money on the line, would that have changed your mind? All right, you know what? I'll put money on the line. I'll say, if you fight the chicken to death, 365 days, you will get $1 million. If you fight the gorilla once a year and win, you'll get 100 million.
Well, I'm going to get $1 million.
It's gorilla now.
But
so now the money has changed, everybody.
I'm not going to be alive to spend 100 million, but I'm going to be alive to spend $1 million. Do you know what I mean? So, and also, I'm going to eat the chicken.
Remember, you got to fight this chicken to death every single day for the next year.
Yeah. That's $1 million every time. Yeah, fucking up the chicken. And then I've got a dinner every single night as well. Come on. Yeah, it's easy.
Or you can eat chicken wings every night.
Or you can eat chicken wings. 100%. Is it Mike Joe Young or the chicken from Family Guy? Listen, it's a chicken of your choice, my bro. It's literally the chicken of your choice. Either way, you've got to kill it every single day in order to get that meal.
I thought you were going to say something like, would you rather have like have like 6 foot arms and 1 foot legs?
Oh no, don't worry. At the
Or
end of
1
the
foot
stream, I've
arms
got
and 6
another
foot
one.
legs, and then we were all going to go really deep onto that and like work
No.
out.
Listen, when we get to the end of that, listen, I've got the whole page just looking at some of these, and some of these are absolutely crazy. You know what? I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more. Would you rather, for the rest of your life, be unable to remember anything, or would you rather go through the rest of your life and remember everything?
Remember everything.
Say that again.
To be fair, I'm kind of like the first bit. What did you say?
So would you rather go through the rest of your life and be unable to remember anything, or would you rather go through the rest of your life and remember everything? Now, I just want people to think when you can remember everything, that is every single piece of thing that has ever happened to you in your life, whatever that might have been. I don't know what that could be.
Yeah, I want to forget the Roy Hodgson years. So yeah, that would help.
Isn't that just being a woman?
I'm not here to confirm or deny or get myself into any trouble.
I remember everything.
Everything.
Again, I'm not here to confirm or deny. But no, like I said, guys, I'll do another one come the end of the stream, man. It was just something that popped into my head. But guys, you know why we're here. You know why we're here. Big up everyone in the chat. Someone said, "Not remember shit for me. I'd rather forget than remember." Yeah, I saw quite a few people say that. To be fair, they say they'd rather forget than actually remember everything.
Hey guys, we're men. We forget anyway. So
yeah, well, this is it.
Exactly.
This is it. How would you be able to make a living if you can't retain information? I hear it.
Again, we're men.
Listen.
Do we retain information?
Again, like I said,
a politician.
well, we see how that's kind of worked out for Barrage. Anyways, England. Penalty shootout winners. Penalty shootout winners, of course, beating Switzerland 5-3. I think it was, 5-3 on penalties. Guys, man, I'll start off with Harris, and then to Jamie, and then to K-Mac. Chat to me about the game, man. As an overall for you, man, how did you kind of look at it? How did you kind of see it? Did you like it? Did you like the fact that England, we played something supposedly different? We went with 3 at the back. And chat to me.
I think I would even say that there was a massive change. I'm still seeing Bellingham and Foden pick up positions in the pockets. Still seeing Kane just be a ghost up front. Still seeing Rice not being able to progress the ball. I did see something different though with Mainu, someone who's able to drive with the ball and get the ball forward. But what surprised me is Saka's positioning and Trippier's positioning. I thought Trippier would have been on the right and Saka would have been on the left, but it was actually Saka on the right, where I wouldn't even say he was a proper wing back. I would say he's more of a right mid, because out of possession he was kind of tucking into midfield, while Trippier was playing left back. So I would probably say there was more of a change out of possession while defending rather than in possession, because in possession it kind of looked the same as before. So I think that's the only change I would say is probably just how they defend.
No, I feel you, man. What about yourself, Jamie, man? Chat to me, man. How did you kind of see it for you?
Nothing changed. I mean, they played what? They played 4 at the back when we was on the ball and 5 at the back when we was off the ball. That was the only difference, yeah. And you're meant to be fluid in your formation if you're a great manager anyway. So we should be doing things like this anyway. There's still problems. The pundits are just, bigging up Foden in that first half was mad. They're going, oh, he's picking up central positions where we want him now. So if you watch the whole tournament, he's picking up central positions, playing as a left winger all tournament. He's never where he's meant to be. Harry Kane's never where he wants to be. And we got the only striker in the world that crosses a ball and never in the box, by the way.
It's funny you mentioned Harry Kane.
Yeah, he's never in the box or anything, ever. This formation, we're in the semi-finals, and I would say we've played better than France this tournament.
Yep.
And they're arguably. Do you know what's mad, G? The two favourites of this tournament, England and France, have made deadest football.
Yep, 100% agree.
Played the
100%.
deadest football, and it's probably going to be the final.
Yep, yeah. I can see that. I hope not. I'd rather Spain get there, but yeah, you can see it.
And the own goal's going to win it.
Yes. Yeah. How many's own goal got now?
9? Is it 11?
I think it's 10
11
or 9.
10.
Either way, the own goals have got way too many goals. Let's put it to you that way. Okay, man. Chat to me, man. The game. How is it for you, man?
Look. I mean, I've said this a number of times now. I really don't care, and I really don't think Southgate cares. To be honest, he's just like, he must have literally rubbed a magic genie or something. Must have had like a magic genie lamp, or found a 4-leaf clover or something before this tournament, because he's got the easy draws and he's done absolutely nothing. Everything he's done has been forced on him. Like, he's had to sub players because they were injured, or they were on yellow cards, or they were suspended, and he had to change the team. He's literally done nothing. He's literally rinsed every single player, rinsed them every single time. Like, he's got this bench that's just sat there. I honestly don't know how he's not been punched in the face by one of his subs. Like, seriously. Like, I'm here.
Look, a lot of his bench players are better than the players playing on the pitch, and would suit.
And that's a fact.
Would suit what Southgate wants to do more than the players he's got on the pitch right now. So,
like, his best defenders were forced on him. Gahey was forced on him because Maguire wasn't fit, so he was forced to play Gahey, and he's been our best defender. And then he gets subbed, swapped for Konsa. Konsa was the best defender in that game.
Yeah, he was.
Like, Kobe Mainoo got forced on him because the Trent experiment with Gallagher didn't work, so he had to play Kobe Mainoo, and Kobe Mainoo's been the best midfielder. Like, everything's been forced on him. Like, and when it's been forced on him, he's come out smelling of roses. Like, Ivan Toney had to play him because Harry Kane couldn't walk anymore because he's rinsed him to death. Comes on, gets an assist, changes the game. Like, you know, it's that lamp. Get me that lamp.
England have got a problem though.
Go on. You're speaking.
I personally think the Dutch are perfect for England in the way the Dutch play, because they would just come forward constantly with the ball and leave a lot of gaps in the back, which I think England can exploit and beat them. But the problem is, if Harry Kane's injured, which he does look like he is, he looks like he's carrying something. He looks done. And you're playing Tony or Ollie Watkins that are going to stretch the opposition and running behind and create more openings for your midfielders to exploit space, and we beat Holland, then do you bring Harry Kane back for the final? That
Spurs.
Yeah, that's the issue you've got.
Yeah.
For me, Harry Kane, like Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal, is a hindrance to this England team.
Listen,
I think he's a handbrake.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think he's been.
You know what?
Absolutely. Yeah, go on.
You know what you say with the game on Wednesday? I think I'm looking at this England team, and it's like, you know, when they've created chances, I think they have been clinical when it's come, but they don't create many chances. True. So I think coming up against England, I think it does benefit both teams. I've looked at the Turkish game yesterday before that, and I thought, yeah, this will be a tough game. Whether we get England or Switzerland, I think it will be better for us, because I know both teams won't sit back. I know that they will come at us and there's going to be gaps all over the pitch. It's just whether the Netherlands can be clinical, because this is tournament football, and what really matters is if you put the ball in the back of the net. Not really about clean sheets. It's nice to keep a clean sheet, but really and truly, it's goals. It's just whether each team can be clinical. I do think Koeman should switch it up with certain players coming out the team. I'm not going to say too much because I do have an analysis on how I would prepare Holland to face England, but I do think there should be changes made for that game. But I won't be surprised if we do lose to England, because England are just that team that they have. They have Bellingham, who I don't really rate, but he does have that X factor about him where he can turn up in big moments. We've seen it many times from Madrid. They have got players like Saka, who's played well this tournament. They've got, although he has been smelly this tournament, Kane, and they've got many quality players off the bench. So it's a bit of a coin flip between the teams, but obviously I'm going to back the Netherlands to go through.
No, hey, listen. Listen, I said it yesterday when we was talking in like the group chat and stuff. I said, you know what? That's what I said, guys. We shouldn't even argue anymore. And there's a player I'm about to speak on now. Obviously, this man here, scoring the winning penalty, and he hasn't played since.
He was lined up to be the scapegoat, though, mate.
Oh, listen.
He was.
I mean, the few of them were lined up to be the scapegoat, but he was definitely.
Him and Saka were just right there. 4th and 5th penalty. There you go, lads. You can take the heat off me.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is it. And I think, obviously, I know obviously, we're all Liverpool fans, right? So, of course, the way that we, like, not even look at it, but it's just, we know the quality of Trent Alexander-Arnold. And you know what, let me even scratch that. Everybody knows the quality of Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think you know what he brings to the team. You've tried to put him in midfield to do whatever role that was. It was never going to work because that's just not a role for him. Anyway, you then go with 3 at the back. As I think Harris mentioned before, I thought that Saka was going to go on the left. Like, I thought that was the whole point of doing the 3 at the back, was for the balance. Saka on the left, Trippier on the right. Okay, cool. I don't like it in terms of personnel, but you know what? Cool. You've just got your balance. Let's just go with that. Heck, you even brought Luke Shaw on in extra time. That kind of tells me everything I need to know, right? But you didn't start Trent. Trent comes on, scores the winning penalty. When we're looking at this situation with Trent, and this is open floor, and people in the chat let me know, when we're looking at this situation, if England do win it, is it like do win the Euros? Is it just a situation of like, or is it just a case of he was right all along? Or is it a case of, mate, come on, man, you just got lucky with that one?
Clutch.
Yeah.
It's difficult, though. I know it's difficult.
It's difficult because at the end of the day, it's tournament football, exactly. And all that matters is winning, ain't it? I don't know. Like, England ain't really played anyone. Let's be real with it. We haven't played Spain, Germany's, Italy's. We come across these teams. I don't think we're in the semi-final of this tournament right now. With Trent, I know, like, we're Liverpool fans, so we could be a bit biased towards it, but I do see how many creative footballers have England got. Trent's one of them, without a shadow of a doubt. But the nonsense in the media has brainwashed Gareth Southgate to think that Trent is a complete liability, when England haven't won anything since 1966. So why is Trent a liability of England? I'd never understood this. Kyle Walker has been horseshit this tournament.
He has.
Where was he for the goal, by the way? If that was Trent, could you imagine the headlines that Switzerland scored?
I know.
I would say
no one says anything.
I would say that goal that England conceded is probably worse than the Real Madrid one against Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Because it's right next to him where Trent was in front and the player was about 5 yards behind him, where they were next to each other.
Because I remember Benzema, he made a run.
One goal.
Yeah,
it's not just one goal. It's the previous goal we conceded in the other game,
and he gets skinned.
That was Walker's fault as well. Walker
And he
played them
gets-
all onside.
And he's got skinned every game. I don't know if anyone's noticed it, but every winger has gone past Walker this tournament. Everyone's run past him.
I'm telling you, Pep Guardiola or the Man City players have got nudes on Southgate. Because all three of those players have been absolutely stinky. All of them.
Yeah,
all of them. And I don't care how anyone thinks John Stones is. Pep Guardiola doesn't rate John Stones anymore because he didn't play him this season for half of it. Walker, Stones, Foden have absolutely stunk the place out. And the thing about it as well, if you're looking for continuity in the team, surely you're going to have some between three players who all play for the same club. None of them have been good. None of them have given us any consistency. And I can't get my head around it. I just can't get my head around the loving for them. They have been ass.
You got the best left winger in England last year, and Anthony Gordon has not kicked a ball. You got Cole Palmer, who was arguably player of the year, had one of the greatest seasons. You know, finished second top goal scorer, and he can't start games. Saka's great. I say Saka's been England's best player this tournament. So no, I got nothing wrong with Saka. But
Saka's been flogged as well, though. Like he's played an insane amount of football.
But think about playing him as a left wing back is mental. He's your best attacker at this tournament. Why would you take him out of a front three? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Just what you do, Southgate. You look at England and you look at the Premier League and you go, right, my number one left back isn't really available. Surely there's other English left backs you could have taken that gave us a bit more balance. You know what I mean? Taking some and not taking somebody like that, not taking a Grealish and stuff like that, where they might not have had great years, but they're pretty good for England and they give you more balance in what you want to do. Coming out with shit like we can't replace Calvin Phillips. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? And
he didn't
shit
cover himself in glory.
And he's trying to get Foden and Bellingham in the same team. Yeah, I get it. I know what you're trying to do, right? But you're playing Foden as a left winger who don't want to play left wing, and he's not a winger that keeps coming centrally. So we have no width on the left hand side. And everyone comes to the ball. Foden comes to the ball. Harry Kane comes to the ball. Even Saka in a way comes to the ball. He doesn't really run in behind. You know, so no one runs in behind in our forward line. No one. And then so Rice can't really run with the ball and move with the ball because there's no space in front of him because everyone's standing in front of him. You got Manu who at least tried it. You got Bellingham, who's just a box-to-box midfielder in his PMP. That's what Bellingham is, and he's got elite mentality. He's not a techie footballer. He's power and pace with an elite mentality. So play him as a box-to-box midfielder. Stop playing him as a 10.
He looks so clunky sometimes when he dribbles with the ball. I always
think it's power and pace.
He's not a natural. He's not. No. He's not technical. He's not technical.
You can just. It's not like natural. Yeah.
He's power and pace with an elite mentality. That is what he is, right? So just let him do that. By the way, with you, Bellingham. By the way, you know everyone was pissed off at Liverpool didn't buy him, right? And then they saw him at Real Madrid. I keep telling everyone this: the Bellingham you're seeing for England is the Bellingham that would have played for Liverpool.
Yep, 100%.
Doing the same role. Doing the same role. Doing the same role.
Think about it as well, and I can't get my head around this. Like what the hell has Joe Gomez done wrong last season to deserve the way he's been treated for England? Like I haven't even heard his name mentioned by anybody. Like it's like he's not even in the team. Like he is the best left back in that team on paper for the whole of last season. And he was for Liverpool. And he's just never been given a chance. Like he's literally bringing on Eze to play him as left back. Who was arguably probably the best left winger in the team on form.
He's it's so weird. And this is why. And listen, look, we're not guys in the chat. And no
play Saka. Play Saka there, who hasn't played left back since he was about 18. It
would make more sense. And I know no one's saying this, by the way, and big up everybody in the chat. Please keep the comments and stuff coming through, man. It's a good conversation. But listen, I know if Gareth Southgate was to win this, he's gonna have his chest held high because he's gonna sit there and say, "You see, I got it right, guys. I played the players. This is what we done, etc., etc." But I'm sorry, guys. Like We all have eyes. I get it. Listen, none of us. I'm not a manager. I can't sit here and pretend and act like I know what goes on behind the scenes. And I don't know. I really don't know, and nobody does because we're just fans, right? So it's gonna be there's certain nuances that you just wouldn't understand as a fan anyway. Fair enough. I get all of that, but ultimately, my eyes ain't lying. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sober when I'm watching these games. more than yeah.
I'm
Well,
asleep,
this
mate,
is it.
and I'm probably drunk as well.
But like we're watching these games and it's almost like you can see there is a problem, but for some weird reason, I mean, it's tournament football, so there is that caveat. But this individual quality that is bailing England out at this current moment in time, I don't know how long that's going to last. Saka doesn't take that shot, which, by the way, Foden was asking for the ball. If you see there's a still, I saw it. Like, yeah, Foden's like, and usually if that wasn't even as late of the game as it was, I reckon he just passes that anyway. He tries to make a run inside. Foden tries to clip it into him. Keeper gobbles it up. Like that probably would have happened anyway. But listen, Saka, absolutely excellent goal. It was one of those kind of things. But to Bellingham, bicycle kick in the last, like this individual quality,
moments,
how far moments. But you're right, though, Harris. What you mentioned,
those 2 games, they were the first 2 shots we had on goal.
Yeah, it's like Harris said, England are not shooting a lot, but they're clinical.
They were like 80th minute plus, and they were the first 2 shots we had in the game. Like that's just bonkers. Like, and if that's by design, that's by design. Like, wow.
Oh man, Gakpo.
I think it's moments it's moments of magic from this England team. Like, what goal can we say is built up through good patterns of play, 1-2s? None. There was only one, which was the offside goal.
Yeah. That's the only one.
That's the only one. And it's like we've had to rely on someone who hasn't really played well this tournament in Bellingham to come up with a bicycle kick against, who was it? Was it Slovenia?
Yes.
And the thing is, these teams, they haven't been clinical. This kind of reminds me of Liverpool in a way. Like, we don't there was some games last season where we didn't play too well. For example, Crystal Palace,
you win the game
2-1. Yeah, but you win the game. But the thing is, like, you could watch highlights and see, oh, this player missed a one-on-one with the keeper, and then next you'll see Liverpool score a goal. So it's like the opposition, they don't take their chances against England, because there was many times where Switzerland could have scored. Like, there was one towards the end where someone had a header, but he missed the ball. I feel like if he gets contact on that, I feel like that goes in.
That's what I keep saying. England have got lucky; they haven't played real quality this tournament.
No.
Yeah,
and that's why England will get to the final and either play France or Spain and get beat. It's no coincidence. it's like
you see stuff like that, yeah. Because I agree with you. I think that would most likely happen, if not against the Netherlands, to be honest. Because I feel like they might have a triple. You know what I mean? That could go.
Well, they got the best player of the tournament so far in Cody Gakpo. So.
Yeah, well, listen, he's been good. He's been real good. I have to eat my words on that one. But when it comes to like England, if you get all the way to the final and then face like I mean, to be fair, if you beat Holland, I can't say you haven't beat a good team, because Holland technically would be deemed a good team. But let's just say you get to the final and then you lose that, right, against a France or whoever, or Spain or whatever it is. Like, I start looking at you just thinking, you're actually just like, I know it's Sunday and it is a bit late, but it's like all this foreplay that you're giving us, and then you really cannot let it off, and that's about as far as I'll go, you know, when it gets to the end of it, because I'm just like, I don't quite understand how you do all of this stuff and then you get to a final, you come again. By the way, I don't know, England could potentially win it, people, but on the face of it, it just doesn't look like it. And against the Netherlands, and we'll talk about that later on, against the Netherlands, I feel like England would just lose that. Like, I just feel like when you've got Gakpo who's in form and all these other guys,
I think we will win it though, G.
The
reason why I say it is none of the others have really played that well apart from Spain. Like, and
I don't know.
Like Holland, like the Netherlands, they could have been beaten by Turkey. Like, Turkey missed some big chances. They really did.
I think that's how they
pulled off 2 absolute worldies. Like, he's only 21. He pulled off some absolute worldies in that game. And France have only scored 1 goal from open play.
No,
They
zero.
scored no goals.
No, they got
No,
no
goals.
goals.
Sorry,
Yeah,
no
no
goals
goals.
from
Yeah,
open
no
play.
goals.
It was a penalty.
Yeah.
Like, that's mental. Like,
That's
they're not.
that's what I was saying.
They're on no form whatsoever.
The two highest rated
So-
teams in this tournament have both played stinky.
Stinky.
You know,
This
I
will
was
be
on
a final.
screen with Savage yesterday, and we were discussing obviously about the games that took place on Saturday. And one point I said is, how do you think Kane will fare up against Van Dijk and De Vrij?
Well, he won't fare up against because he won't be in that position to go up against them because he plays DM. So it won't, you know. But it's going to be easy work for Van Dijk and the Fridge and all that.
Oh yeah.
Because Kane ain't going to be attacking them. He ain't going to be in their space.
That's why I'm interested to see it.
How I see it is Foden will be Foden and Bellingham will be loitering in the half spaces, while Saka's on the right, and then you've got Bellingham in the half space as well, and then you've got Trippier on the left doing nothing creative, just passing the ball backwards. So it's like there's just such a big imbalance with this team, and Jerry said it earlier this tournament. You don't need to shoehorn all of your best players in one team.
You don't.
So I feel like Eze could have been a player that you could have used for this tournament. Gordon as well. And even yesterday, I said I actually forgot that Jared Bowen was part of the England squad.
Oh yeah, Jared Bowen is there. Yeah,
Bowen's able to come up with clutch moments in goal as well, in front of goal as well. So you're right. You're right, man. You're right. I think where England have got it wrong, they don't know who to pick between Foden and Bellingham, right? And that's their issue. They want to play both of them, and it's not helping the team. For me, people might not like this. Foden's been dog shit for England since his first cap. He just has. Jude Bellingham's been better for England than Foden has been. I would go with Foden. I would go with Bellingham because Bellingham plays in a way that, you know, is more suited for me for the way England should play. England should play with power and pace. This is how England should be. That is what English are. That's what we are. Power and pace. Play with that. We are not Spain. This tick-a-tacker bollocks, it's not bred in our society. This is not the way our footballers are brought up. We're a power and pace.
Long ball.
Yeah, we're a power and pace direct nation. That's what we are. We should be power and pace and direct. You know, pace in the wide areas, man up top, harassing the centre backs, not leaving them alone. You know, Emueski back in the day weren't the greatest centre forward, but he used to do so much work off the ball. He used to give Owen all the space.
Yeah.
No, and now you know, you've got to have pace and power and all this technical blah de blah. You know, where did you get Musiala? Yeah, Germany gone home. All this technical blah de blah all the time. You don't need 11 technical ballers. You just don't. And we need a mix up. And yeah, that's where they're going wrong because Bellingham and Foden are two tremendous footballers. Tremendous. But they can't play on the same pitch.
The problem
we're going to have to be dropped.
The problem we're going to have, if you don't win this, by the way, the problem we're going to have is it's going to be the old Lampard and Gerrard conundrum, trying to play the two similar players in the same team just to get them in because they are ballers for their clubs. It's just not going to work. Like seriously, we need another forward on the pitch to help Harry Kane because Harry Kane can't do it on his own.
I'd rather Tony. I think Tony causes more problems.
Exactly. Yeah. Brought him on in the extra time. He caused havoc. At least he's winning headers. Like, that's how we got our goal.
Thing is, Kane has never really been the striker to really like battle centre backs like that. The only thing I know Kane to do to centre backs is where, like, let's say Van Dijk jumps in for a header, Kane will probably lean on him and try and make him misjudge the header. That's the only thing I know Kane to do. But Tony, he wants to battle centre backs. He's all up in their face. Something similar to what Drogba used to do with centre backs. Yeah. So I don't really see Kane on Wednesday trying to battle Van Dijk because I know he's going to lose that 100%. It's the same with Ronaldo. You don't really see Ronaldo battling centre backs like that.
No, Kane's battling speech, let alone battling centre backs. But
I'll tell you what, though, if he was going to stay on the pitch, I was panicking that he was going to get a penalty.
Well, he missed his last penalty, didn't he? In the tournament.
Yeah, really.
Wait,
got on his
look.
head, that
Oh
one.
yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you know what I'd do?
And-
I'd play 4-4-2. I seriously would play 4-4-2.
I
We're
agree.
English. Let's just play English football.
We
Why
play,
do
we play
Exactly.
long ball anyway from the goalkeeper, like
Yeah, exactly.
consistently.
Yeah.
Let's play what our roots are. English roots are PMP 4-4-2. That's what our roots are. So we're bred. We are never going to be that silky, get the ball on the floor, knock it about kind of team. We've got players who may be able to do that with the foreign players in their club that are better at it, so they get brought along on it. But when you put them all together, it's not us. I would literally go Tony and Kane up top in a 4-4-2. Tony will stretch your position by holding up the ball, and Kane can then drop off him a little bit. But then you've got that other striker keeping his position. Yeah, then Kane can drop back. I'd have Bellingham and Declan Rice as my midfield too. So you got your 6 and you got your box midfielder. Then I'd have Trent as my right mid, and Anthony Gordon's my left mid.
I'll be honest, Jamie. While I don't disagree, because I like that team that you just mentioned there. I think good team. Why? I wouldn't mind seeing that. We know Gareth Southgate will revert to the team that he put out more or
Revert
less.
to normal.
Yeah, just revert back to normal. And I think that's what's killing it, because look, Harry Kane is Harry Kane. I won't accept anybody saying this guy's a rubbish striker. We know he's not.
No,
We know that this guy can hit the back of the net.
world-class finisher.
World-class, finisher. Like we know this already. But, and Jamie said it there before, people have said this all for God knows how long. We cannot keep trying to shoehorn these players into the bloody team all the time. Because Southgate, for me, I'm like, you're watching the team and you can see the team is just lacking balance, cohesion. It's just not really fluid. But then the second, if you realize, every time England makes subs, they look better with the players that you wouldn't call first team players. So the Eze's and, people of that kind of ilk. As soon as he does it, every game he's made a sub, England just looked a little bit better. I'm like, it's because these are the players you're supposed to play. You're supposed to play these guys because they're actually better players for what you want to do.
They fit the system better.
They fit the system better. Stop worrying it. Like Harry, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 dribbles, 0% shots. Like, he did nothing. All you did was lose the ball all game. Like, I'm sorry, but like, you are this world-class striker, and I get all of that. But I'm sorry, mate. Like, we played like 90 minutes for God knows how many games now, and you have stunk. Even in the game that you scored, you stunk in that game. But at least you scored, so I'll give you the blind in that kind of regards. But you have been rubbish. Play Tony, play Watkins. As Jamie said, go 2 up top. Because Tony could be the guy who, you know what, I'll hold it. Watkins, you just run. You just run all game. We're getting you in behind, no problem. Get your 2 wingers. You've got 2 wingers who can do that. If you want to play Saka, no worries. You got Gordon, play your Gordon. Like, it just, like, when I'm watching England, and like I said, who am I to say? Because England are in the semi-final, right? So there is that slight caveat to that, which I do totally understand. But if you then get knocked out against the Dutch, are we all going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, he should have done this? No, he should have been doing all of this stuff from before to allow the team to be able to, get a bit more cohesiveness about them.
It's crazy. Like, if you look at the start of the tournament, Southgate's there experimenting players in different positions, like Trent. And it's like he didn't know his best team. And now, like, mid-tournament, he's still experimenting things. Like, if you look at Spain, like, they're not experimenting anything. They know their best 11. If Spain's going into a final, I'm guessing the Spanish press will name that 11 off by heart. But then if you look at the English press, they're naming the next man, or Palmer in the 10, Foden in the 10, or something, as a left wing back, or something very stupid. But it's like they just don't have an identity. You asked me a couple streams ago, what is England's style of play? I don't know.
There isn't, because we don't really have a culture like that where, where, and again, this is what the bloody, this is what the society is arguing about.
From the kickoff,
I haven't seen Southgate coach inside training.
What we do from the kickoff? Like, watch it when we have a kickoff. The ball goes straight back to our goalkeeper.
Oh
yeah, long. Like, he's provided more long balls than anybody else. Like, he just kicks it long all the time.
I would even say he's kicking straight like that as well.
That is literally all we do.
If you're going,
we've got a manager that is pragmatic and not progressive. Like, he won't do anything that needs to be done unless he has to do it. and that's why we have to make the substitutions, and that's why we have to change the only players that have changed in the team have been because they had to be changed because someone was banned or someone was injured. Like, and all of the subs have come after the 80th minute. Like, do you want to rinse your players even more? Like, seriously, like, this is a knockout competition. Like, by the time we get to the final, half our squad's going to be dead. And we haven't had many bans either, by the way. So the next team that plays is going to be the same one. And I wouldn't be surprised if probably our best player, Concert, gets swapped over for Gahey, and it'll be back to Walker, Stones, Gahey.
You think you go back to 4 at the back?
Oh, sorry, yeah, it'll be 4 at the back again. Yeah, it'll be Stones and Gahey.
Yeah, but even with the change in formation yesterday, the apparent change in formation yesterday, nothing changed. Nothing changed. So it tells me it doesn't matter how he sets up. The system's a system. Southgate's system is not to lose. That's Southgate's system. It's not to win. Like, you look at someone like, I don't know, for us, it'd be like, look at Jurgen Klopp back in the day, right? His whole thing was he set up teams to win. So we was a bit risky at the back, but it's the way we played. We set up to win. He sets up not to lose. And because he sets up not to lose, it's very hard to change your mindset in the middle of the game to then go on the attack. It's extremely difficult because of the way you set your team up. So all that legwork you do in defending, you can't then ask them on the 70th minute, go, right, we're all out of attack now, because they ain't got the legs left. Because they've been running about, holding spaces, making sure no one gets in behind, keeping their positions. So it's hard to then go on the reverse. I don't know what it is in this country. Like, Harry Kane plays every friendly. Why? Why are we scared that no one else can score goals? So you're telling me Ollie Watkins, who was 20 odd goals last season, can't score goals at international level? Tony can't score goals at international level because all I ever hear pundits say is like, well, who else is going to score the goals here? Ain't Harry Kane. The other good strikers that are known for scoring goals,
who don't get played.
Harry Kane can't press. Literally can't press. He has no idea how to do it. Tony and everyone else does. They know how to do it. Tony in Brentford has to play that way. Ollie Watkins at Villa has to play that way. All our players come from a pretty much attack-minded pressing teams. And then they go and play for England and they have to play the opposite.
Mate, honestly, it's so crazy because I feel like every match reaction that I've done for England, I feel like I've said the same thing in basically every single game. This game, by the way, in this game, I actually thought England played better than they did in the previous round. Or in fact, probably the best that they've actually played this entire tournament.
It ain't a big
but Jamie, this is the problem. Imagine I'm looking at that. Yeah, exactly. I'm taking the small wins because I'm just like, all right, well, you know what? We're a little bit better. Move the ball a bit quicker at times and blah, blah, blah. But then you go 1-0 down. And then it's like, as you say, Southgate, he's not a proactive kind of guy. He's very reactive. Then he decides, you know what? We're 1-0 down. I need to make a substitution. Now probably seems the best time to make that substitution. Then he goes and does that. And you're right, and Dicko, the bar is on the floor. It literally, I generally just have to take the W's where I possibly can with England because I honestly can't fathom. Big up Jamie Carragher talking about Trent, but I honestly can't fathom why England are in this position. Like, why are you here? Like, you've actually been one of the poorest performing teams that we have seen. But this tournament has shown me it actually doesn't even matter. Because as we say, France, I think they've been pants. When I say pants, I just think they've just been, they're very monotone with the way that they've been kind of playing. It's just been this one way, and it's not really that exciting. Yeah, it's nothing really going on.
Very wasteful, because do you remember the Netherlands game?
Very wasteful.
And Rabiot missed that big chance when he was through on goal, and for some reason he decided to pass it. And then you got the chances that they should have scored against Portugal. I think that game could have went either way based on the amount of chances that were created. I think the Austria game, I feel like Austria could have got something better out of that game against France. I just feel like Spain, out of the 4 that is still in the competition, I think Spain and the Netherlands have both outperformed England and France.
Oh yeah.
No, Spain most definitely. Spain are the best team in the tournament.
I think Netherlands have been. I think the Netherlands have been the most exciting from the whole tournament to watch.
I think
every game.
I think
Oh.
I don't think I expected Spain to go this far because I was on stream with Jerry and G before the tournament started, and I wasn't back in Spain to go this far. Based on I didn't think that they would score enough goals, but they have been doing their thing recently with Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Fabian. What's his name? Fabian Ruiz
Oh,
from
he's been excellent.
PSG.
He's been excellent. He's
Yeah.
been fantastic. Do you know what Spain are
don't
doing
get-
though?
yeah.
Go on, mate. Go on. Sorry, man.
I've seen some. So I've seen who else? It's a shame that Pedri's out.
I'm getting tired of
Cruz killed him.
You know what? I'm a bit. Is Pedri really that good?
He is. No.
Pedri
is, man. He is. But this injury stuff, like you're getting to a point where, and I'm a Barca guy, and you're just getting to a point where I'm like, you remind me of Thiago. Like it doesn't matter how good and how great you do things if I don't see it enough. Look at Thiago, 33 years of age, and he's had to bloody retire. Like
he's been really mismanaged. He's been played way too much as a kid.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Like, yeah, but Dani Olmo is a good replacement though for him.
Of course. Yeah, Dani Olmo, like if you've got that as your replacement, then. But you know what's crazy, and it just before you go,
Spain can bring in anyone though, mate. Like the amount of players they've got. Like the guy they had who scored the winner. He used to play for Newcastle under Benitez.
But
this is it. It doesn't even matter. Like I feel like it doesn't really matter who Spain actually like. Bringing anybody, Hosselu, if you want to play up front, like it actually doesn't even matter. I think the problem that the good thing, yeah, exactly. Like the thing that these teams have got is that they've still got an identity, like a Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. I don't care if I'm playing Doku or Grealish or whoever. Whoever comes in is going to kind of do the same job, just a little bit differently because the system is already built there for you guys to come in. England, as we've seen, have gone. By the way, guys, we've got other defenders in the team. As K-Mac said, we've still got Gomez. Konza could have still come in the same place as Gay, and we could have still played 4 at the back. He decided to switch up the whole formation just to benefit who I have no idea, but just to benefit someone.
That tells me he hasn't got trust in players that he picked, which is
yeah, of course,
which is absolutely bonkers. So why are you picking players you don't trust?
And this is the problem. Like I wouldn't know who England would play in the next game. I'm actually very when we get to the preview next week.
Can I just say 2 things about the identity thing, by the way? And I'll talk about why Southgate hasn't got an identity, and then I'll talk about how Southgate could have got an identity for this Euros. First of all, Southgate hasn't got an identity because he lost Maguire and Henderson, and he was also basically told by everybody not to pick Grealish. Okay, that's what I feel about that. He was peer pressured not to pick some of the players that he would have picked all the time, and he couldn't take Maguire and he didn't take Henderson, probably because he got given so much grief about playing Henderson all the time, and he didn't have a great season. However, he's a leader and he knows what to do for England. Okay, that's the first part. That was Southgate's identity, those core players. The next thing, he could have had an identity if he'd have kept playing Trent and Jude. Because if you watch Trent and Jude play together, they have some kind of cohesion with each other, and they both kind of run the show in the midfield, which is something we've not been able to do in any games because we just keep on losing the ball and it comes back to us all the time. And that's why we end up going long. And that's basically the worst thing for England is we haven't got any possession in games, proper possession. And I felt like if he'd have kept those 2 on the pitch, playing them in the midfield, I do think we'd have had better games. I just do. Whether the experiment works or not doesn't matter. I just think Jude and Trent can make things happen, and they did because we scored a good goal. You know, Trent played it through to Saka crossed it through, and Bellingham scored. That's probably the only real proper goal that we've scored, which has been some kind of play. You know what I mean? And the chances we had as well in that game, they all came from Jude and Trent, you know, combining to make things happen. And then he got taken off, and then that's the rest of it. but he seems to have bowed down to the media. Like the media are kind of making his decisions for him, which I think is just ridiculous. Because you're the manager, like you're supposed to pick the team, you're supposed to play, your ideal side, and it's being chosen for you by the media, like for some reason, and that's just the way it is. But we're still winning.
Yeah, exactly. This is the
A
catch
genie.
22.
That magic lamp.
Yeah, like this is what I keep saying. It's like I know. Listen, and I think someone mentioned it in the chat. Big up Doug, by the way, guys. Please make sure you head on over to Doug's channel and subscribe, man. Big up Doug to yourself. Just before I get into that, he was asking, would England be the worst ever winners of the Euros if they go on and win?
No, Greece. We're always
Greece
that
were.
title.
I think yeah. I think
They were all headers as well, weren't they?
Yeah. Who did they have up front? Samaras? Is it Samaras? The striker, the Manchester
Didn't he
City
play for a
centre.
Scottish team? Didn't he play for like Rangers or Celtic?
Celtic.
They
Play for Celtic.
Yeah,
Play for Celtic.
they beat Portugal in the final
Beat Portugal.
in
Ronaldo.
Portugal.
Yeah.
And
Have you seen them
Ronaldo?
Have you seen them Ronaldo figures today about his actual international tournament goals?
No, what's he got?
So there's a thing going around that I believe he's only got 3 tournament goals.
Yeah.
No, I think I have that somewhere. Let me check.
Apparently he's only ever scored 3 tournament goals in his whole career.
What, Euros or all tournaments?
Internationally.
Oh.
Listen, he's not my goat anyway. You know what I mean? I couldn't give 2 shits
by
about
the
Ronaldo.
way,
You know what I mean?
By the way, Kane isn't any better. By the way, like, he's not
No.
that much better. By the way,
He's got more than Ronaldo, that is for sure.
I know he's got more than Ronaldo. And the mad thing is as well, Thomas Muller's never scored a Euro goal. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've got it.
That's mad.
Ronaldo at World Cup and Euros knockout stages, 21 matches, 3 goals and 2 assists.
Oh, knockout stages. Okay,
Knockout.
knockout.
So that means he doesn't really come calling when his country needs him most.
And then Messi is 24 matches, 8 goals and 15 assists.
This is why he's the GOAT, man, but we're not going to get into that conversation.
That's Kane.
We're not gonna get into that conversation.
Have you got Kane's?
No, I think I'll check. I'll check for Harry Kane.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't even matter because Messi still better as always.
That Messi stat's mad.
Yes, 15 assists in bloody, like, come on, man. And I remember some of those in the World Cup anyway. But even just looking at England, and guys, don't worry, man, we're gonna head on out shortly. Like I said, I didn't want to keep everyone here for too long this evening. I'm just looking at the team, and again, I'll go back to it. Harry Kane, a hindrance to this team, in my personal opinion. Listen, look, I actually get why he plays him, because in your head, why wouldn't you play the best striker that you have? But I think we've all said here, why don't England just go back to their roots? I think why not perfect what you're actually good at, as opposed to trying to play, as Jamie said, this tiki-taka. Why? Like, all of the guys, even Foden, who's been shit, even the Sakas and stuff like that, and Saka's been actually good. Remember who their managers are, and remember who else is in their team. As Jamie said, like, you got KDB, Bernardo Silva. Like, I think it'll be a bit easier to play that kind of football when you've got those guys around, when you've got Martin Odegaard and, you know, various other players. Like, I feel like Rodriguez and, you know, these kind of players, and most importantly, a manager who that is their principle. That is his principles, you know, behind the football that he wants to play. When you're playing with such a pragmatic manager, whether we like it or love it, that in itself is actually fine. I can get with that if you actually played it, instead of trying to almost play 2 different styles in the game. It's almost like you're trying to play pragmatic, but then when England go a goal down, it's like everything just flips. And I'm like, so if you could play like this attacking, great flowing football when we're 1-0 down, why don't you just play that way from the beginning? Because you've got the players to do it. I don't get it. Like, I really don't understand.
We should have gone out against Slovenia and Switzerland.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for just a magical moment from one player in the Slovenia game, England wouldn't even got past them. Yeah, we were in the semi-finals, but look at our route to a semi-final. Slovenia and Switzerland.
Switzerland should have. I think, they missed some. I think they defended really well throughout the game, but it's just a moment of magic, like I said before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a moment of magic from Saka. Like, it was It was a
Talk
brilliant
about
shot.
And then the thing is, the players, like, I think Trent tweeted something about diamonds and stuff, and it's like the England players, when like they don't play well, but they will have
moment.
they have that moment, and it's like it's not. I think I'll kind of class it as arrogance. They kind of come out with. So like, you've played dead the whole tournament, but some of the stuff that they say after, I don't think it helps their case. Like Rice and Kane. Rice and Kane have said stuff, but it's like you need to look in the mirror and look at your performances, because there's no way you're coming out of that game and said, "Oh yeah, I played hard today. Oh no, I did this right. I did this correct." It's like this. Like, where's this arrogance come from a team? Like, your captain hasn't won anything. Like, I've won more trophies than Kane in the space of how long?
Hey, I got more trophies as a football manager than Harry Kane. I know that much.
It's like, where's this arrogance come from? You've only got a couple of winners in that team. You've got Trent, you've got Foden, you've got Stones, Walker, Rice hasn't really won anything. Yeah, Gomez as well. Bellingham's won. Yeah, he started to.
I think Luke Shaw's won some cups.
And it's like, yeah, like I said before, where's this arrogance come from? Like if that was France, I would understand it more, because they have winners in their team, and they have that mentality to keep going and going and going. England, when it really, really matters, they don't show up, which is why even if they was to make it to the final, I can't back them.
Well, it's like with the winners thing. Like, there is winners in England team with their club.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They do have.
So but Harry Kane. I just don't understand why Harry Kane's captain for one.
Who would you name as captain? Who would I'd
give Declan Rice the captaincy.
Yeah, I wouldn't name. So you've got Stones in there. I don't think Stones is a leader. He's that centre back. Is like if he was to be captain, he just leads by example.
I'd give it a Rice.
Does his own thing.
Yeah, right.
There's not. I wouldn't say there's many leaders in that team.
There ain't many, but Rice can lead from example. You know, sometimes you can lead. Example.
You can see on the pitch he's trying to organise everyone. So I would give it to Rice.
He's been England's best midfielder. I know Bellingham's got 2 goals, and the headlines will be about Jude Bellingham, but I do think Declan Rice has been England's best midfielder this tournament.
I don't think Bellingham would be a great captain though, because he does show signs of inexperience. Like, for example, against Serbia, where he chested Kostic, like a leader doesn't do that. He carries himself. Like a normal leader will carry himself better than go and chest someone for no reason. So I don't think he has it in him to be a captain.
He has captain in Dortmund though. I do remember him captain in Dortmund.
Bellingham.
But that guy is
Bellingham could have been banned for the last couple of games. By the way, that's
when does that suspension even end? Like,
what happens is it's a suspended sentence, ain't it? So if he does something like that again, then he will get a miss a game.
But that's the thing about it. Like, that's the immaturity. Like, doing something daft like that, and then he could have been banned for like the next 2 games.
He shouldn't even be playing, because that Turkey centre back.
Yeah, I know he got 2 match ban.
2 games, and I think Bellingham's celebration was probably worse than what
it was worse.
But Drew's got mad PR.
Yeah,
mad PR. He plays for Madrid, man. He's allowed it. Yeah, I swear that's a real thing. If you play for Madrid, you can do what you want.
But I have a question for everyone. How do you guys feel going into Wednesday?
For me, the Dutch have been my favourite team to watch this tournament. I personally think the Austria-Holland game was the Netherlands-Austria game was the best game of the tournament.
That was sensational.
That was for me the best game of the tournament.
For me, it wasn't. I had to turn off the TV.
Oh well, yeah, I can understand. But as a neutral, it was for me the most exciting game.
Good game.
I think what I like about the Dutch, apart from Virgil, they've got no superstars in their team. They got no one who's like, I'm the guy sort of thing. And I think everyone in the Dutch team's quite of a similar level, and they work. And this is the first Dutch team I've seen for a while that seems to all work together. You know, there's always been that thing about the Dutch team that they don't like each other, and no one ever gets on, and inside fighting and all that sort of nonsense. You always hear about that. I don't know if it's true or not, but this Dutch side look like actually all get along, and they're all working together. They got some issues, especially on that right hand side. They don't know. They don't know who to play. If I'm the Dutch against England, I'm playing Frimpong at right back and Marlon on right wing, because England have got a problem on that left-hand side where Foden tucks in and Trippier's horseshit. So you've literally, like, they could, with that pace and athleticism, they could really cause England a lot of trouble on that side. But at the same time, you could cause yourself some trouble defensively. But
you know what? Yeah, I think for the game against England, I'm going to give my 11 away because my video will be based on tactics and how to break down England. I will go with Verbruggen in goal. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. Gone for a 4 at the back with Van der Ven at left back, just to keep up with that overlap with Kyle Walker and Saka. I know Ake has done really well against Saka, like many times.
About Ake, yeah.
And then you got Van Dijk and De Vrij. I think I would play what's his name from Feyenoord, Gert Leader as right back. My midfield pivot, Reinders and Shoutout. My number 10 will be Depay. Left wing Gakpo, right wing Frimpong, and up top Weghorst.
Yeah, Weghorst has been excellent when he comes on.
So the Dutch thing, I know you're not going to like this, but I genuinely feel like you've got another Southgate.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah. I don't like him.
Koeman is just a terrible manager. He's pragmatic as well. It looks like he gets forced into substitutions as well.
I don't know if he's pragmatic though. I feel like Holland are on the front foot quite a lot.
Whenever the shit hits the fan, he just throws Weghorst on, and it works.
Yeah,
it just does.
The thing
there
with
is
the
a
Dutch
style of football though with the team. Like, you do see patterns of play with the Netherlands, and that is what
I don't think that's down. I don't think that's down to your manager though. I think that's down to the players.
Yeah.
Just got very, very technical players that kind of work it out for
That
themselves.
just know when to. Yeah.
Like De Vrij, I think De Vrij's been absolutely dreadful this tournament, but he scored that goal, so he's made himself a hero.
I think I would prefer him.
So many goals.
I would prefer him over some of the other defenders due to how he plays in terms of he's able.
Yeah.
I think my problem with De Ligt is that he's too sideways. He's too negative for me. But he is a good box defender. But I think De Vrij, he's able to drive it with the ball. He can break lines. He's not the most athletic, but then again, we play possession-based football, and I would say he's more like how John Stones, De Vrij, not with how we can play in midfield, but how good he is on the ball. And then we've got Van Dijk, who's the sweeper. We've got Ake, who's also a sweeper as well at times when we go into a free. So it will be a good game against England, but I would prefer to sit back and just try and soak pressure, which is why I went with Frimpong on the right for the counter-attack, Gakpo, Weghorst in case we do go long, like from the clearance. Can Weghorst pin John Stones, take the touchdown, lay it off to Depay, and try to spray it out wide. So it's just little things like that I think will catch England off guard. So yeah.
Listen, I'm just sitting here and I'm just doing a bit of like research, like just looking, just at England in a general sense. And honestly, I'm just I'm listening and I'm just like, England, you're actually shit. Like, you're actually really, really shit. But Southgate,
Clutch, right?
I don't really know, like, even where to even take any of this. I'll be so honest with you. Like, I'm genuinely sitting here thinking, yeah, I can sit here. We can, and we'll do that another day. Like, we can sit here and rap about Holland. We can say they're good threats and they've done this, they've done that, and they've been okay. You know what I mean, in this tournament. But you said it before, and it just had me. That's why I was looking online. I was like, just have this sneaky feeling that England will just win. This weird feeling that they will just
even if it's penalties.
Yeah, even if it's penalties, like it's not going to be easy. It's going to be another crappy watch, and we're going to be sitting here. I don't know. Holland will hit the post like 10 times or whatever it is.
Every game, most games have been. Thing is though, with these Euros, guys, most games have been crappy watches. It's the most. I think this is one of the most bang average international tournaments we've seen in a long time.
I think it started off well. I think it
Yeah,
started
it
off
started off
So
well.
it started off all right. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was all right. My problem is, and I keep saying this, maybe because I'm older, the same with K-Mac, but we speak about this. I just think a lot of players are very average and overblown now in football. You know,
It's more systems.
yeah, it's a systematic game now. And I look at people keep blowing up about Xavi Simons before this tournament started, and I watch
Yeah,
it.
he's
I'm
kind of
like,
disappointed me. Yeah,
what are
garbage.
people? Why are people chatting crap about average footballers constantly?
I think
it
he's
drives
good.
me mad.
better than him.
I think
It
Xavi
drives me
Simons
mad.
is good, but his when it comes to the final third, some of his decision making is questionable. But I still have my stocks invested in him. But someone said it before. He's like the Dutch Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, that ain't good. That ain't good, man. That's not a good
I
thing
think
to be called.
Reinders has been
Reinders has
Reinders,
arguably been the best
pivot,
midfielder in the tournament.
I think the pivot is. I'm quite happy with the pivot. Reinders and Shelton, like they're both really good midfielders. I wouldn't mind Shelton at Liverpool, to be fair.
Yeah, they've been arguably the best two in the tournament.
Yeah.
Let's be truthful. Reinders has been excellent
because they're both not negative midfielders where they just pass sideways. Like I think Reinders finished the Romania game with 100% pass accuracy, and it's not like I've looked at that and thought, oh, he's just gone backwards. He's actually making forward passes and breaking lines, and that's what I'm impressed with. Not where I'm trying to see, Declan Rice finished the game with 100% pass accuracy, and it's just all backwards and sideways. Not taking any risks. So
the stat merchants will kill you for that one. So
it's interesting as well because Reinders is the one who gets the ball to
that man Dave,
Gapco. He's the one that gets the ball to Gapco most of the time.
Yeah, Reinders is a good player. Here's a question for you guys, though. Obviously, the smaller nations have been the highlight of this tournament, ain't they? What would class as the smaller nations? Your Turkeys, your Austrias, your Georgias, things like that.
Albania were good.
Albanians and stuff like that. But do you reckon they have been more of the highlight this tournament because the players in them teams mostly not all of them play for the top leagues in Europe, and all the players that are playing in the top leagues in Europe are completely burnt out with the amount of football they've played in the last 12 months. There's so much football that you play. So, because I look at these players, they all look burnt out to me. There's no reason, everyone keeps talking about the French being, negative way they play and all that, but this is the way the French played for the last 3 tournaments, and they were exciting. So it's not like they're just boring overnight. There is, I look at it and think, all the players at France, some of the players at Spain, I think it's catching up with them. I think they got young wingers. If you look at Spain in general, their young wingers are making their games look more exciting because they're so quick, young, and direct. But the rest of them are quite slow in everything they do in their build-up. Do you reckon there's so much football being played that these players are just completely and utterly burnt out, and that's why this Euros hasn't been as good as it should be?
I can agree with that.
If you look at Turkey, by the way, just for example, I think Turkey have been absolutely brilliant, and they were really unlucky to lose against Holland because I thought they were better, if I'm honest. And they got Holland's goalkeeper pulled off some absolute worldies. All of their players play in Turkey.
Which is at a lower.
All of their players play in Turkey apart from Gula.
And Gula's a child, so he's got energy.
And he's only played about 20 games, for Real Madrid last season.
I think
it's an interesting one.
I think you might be right because when we are seeing, as you said, like I don't want to sound disrespectful to like the other nations, like because some of them have actually been really good, but your Georgians, all of these kind of teams, I am a bit like it's weird how these top teams are just not really. The thing is, I don't want anyone to misconstrue this and think, oh, I just want to see attacking football. Like, I don't even think it's even that. I just think they're just not even performing well, like in a general sense. So Jamie might be right in what you're saying about they're not really performing, maybe because they are genuinely tired. Like that could, I couldn't even disagree with that. I can't even lie. I wouldn't actually disagree and sit there and say, that can't be one of the reasons.
I'll tell you what though, if I was some of the Premier League managers, I'd be really pissed with Southgate because he has rinsed so many players, big players. Like Rice has played every single game, every single minute, over and over again. Like all of them have, and you'd be watching that going, bloody hell, they're only getting a 3-week holiday, and then they're back into my schedule. Like there's a lot of players that could have played. Like Adam Wharton,
Yeah,
like not seen a minute.
Klopp was never a fan of Southgate.
No, and it's understandable.
Yeah, there's
It's
reasons.
understandable. I mean, okay, yeah, Martinez is a bit of a stinky manager for Portugal, yeah, and he's probably going to waste their golden years as well, like he did with Belgium. But at least he rotated the teams, like for the lesser games, like, and when they qualified, like for the knockouts, he rotated all their players. But like Southgate's literally played every single player for 80 minutes plus.
Same 11. It's just different. It's just more different. I mean, I wouldn't say tactics, but different positions.
I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky because Trent and Gomez haven't been played, but
Trent's the only main change from the game that started this tournament, and I think that's poor because I think there's so many players that could have been swapped in rotation for the knockouts, for example. Like, I think Kyle Walker could have been a shout to come up the team. Probably put Gomez there. Probably put Konza, or who else is there? Trent could have played there.
Definitely Trent.
Foden. I think Foden should have been out the team from the second game of the group stage. For someone like Eze or Gordon, Saka can keep his place. Kane, I would give Kane a bit more time because he is a player that you can rely on in certain situations. But
that's why I said I feel like it'd be difficult to drop him. I don't feel like you'd want to drop him.
I think Kane's played like 60 games this season.
Yeah,
if you include England,
and he didn't win anything with Bayern.
He has come off an injury from Bayern Munich, so
yeah, and he looks like he's carrying it, and we're still playing him, which is absolutely mad. It's just I don't know. It's just nuts.
We're carrying Kane.
I just like I just think if Trent played for any other country, it'd start. And this is not just me saying as a Liverpool fan. The guy's quality on the ball, and all this defensive stuff they talk about. Yeah, he's not the best defender in the world, but neither was Kyle Walker his whole career. Kyle Walker has officially gone on, spoke about this officially, where he goes, I like giving the striker or the attacker a few yards from me so I can catch him up with my pace. He's literally said this. That is mad. And people think that's all right. And people think that's all right. Well, I think it's hamstring when he runs. Like, I've seen people run past. His pace is deteriorating. People are running past him now. He's got past every time. He can't defend. But just, I don't get. I literally don't. I don't understand it. You played Trent in midfield for the first two games. For me, all right, he weren't great, but I don't think he actually put a foot wrong in them games.
Right? I think
no, he didn't. He
created more chances than anyone else.
He created more chances. He still to this day created more chances. Is he as an English midfielder than any other midfielder in England this tournament? And he only played 2 games.
Don't you think that's so ironic? Like that's so ironic.
It's mad, ain't it?
He's the only one to create the most chances.
And then they brought Gallagher in. Can you imagine Trent being dropped for Gallagher? Can you imagine that?
Everyone talks about like Gallagher's always winning the ball back. Gallagher's only winning the ball back because he loses it. Because it bounces off him. He's got a touch of an elephant.
The only good thing I can say on Conor Gallagher is that he does defend his box well. But then again, we've got Rice to do that. You can't have two of the same. Like you can't have two Brexit midfielders because the midfield is the heart of the team where you need to progress the ball forward while in possession. I don't think Trent is someone that can. I mean, I think he can, but he doesn't do it as much. There's only been opportunities where someone's tried to press him and he's probably taken a touch forward, not where his starting position is, where there's how many midfielders in front of him, and then he's gone to press to progress the ball. I think it's in situations where midfielders are closer to him and he's taking that touch forward to progress it. So, yeah, that's with Trent. I think Mainu can do that. We've seen it many times. He's gone past a few players. So
Kobe's been good. Kobe's been good. Should have just gone with him. Can you imagine? Yeah. Can you imagine Trent and Saka on the right hand side? I mean,
but they have a good relationship down in the times that I've seen them
Yeah,
play.
so why not?
They're
And has Walker got past the halfway line this tournament?
No.
Only
goal-
when he's tried to
the
run
goal.
out the
Remember the goal that England scored, that Kane scored, actually?
Yeah.
Remember
Denmark,
when he nicked
was
it
it?
off
He
that
was there,
Denmark,
wasn't
that's it, yeah.
We got
When
no,
he
and
nicked
Kane
it
has
off.
Kane. Like, Trent's probably the best crosser and passer in our team. Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Like, I don't think anyone even
So
remotely close.
But there's no one in the box, Jamie, to cross to.
But then
Yeah, I was just about to say.
you tell
There
Kane,
is a
you
difference.
tell Kane, right? Trent's going to be crossing you the ball all night. Just get in the box. He's going to get you eventually. He's going to get you eventually.
I just don't get why. Like, Kane was doing, like, he was playing passes from the right wing back area. I was like, who are you passing to? Because that person, even if you make, and by the way, Kane's actually a good passer. If he makes that pass, remember the left winger has no one to pass to after that moment. So
and he can't catch up with pace.
And he can't catch up to pace. So I'm like, okay, it was a great pass, but what do we do from this moment? Like, I don't even get it.
I've got to say this as well, and I've got to go, guys. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
We are so right-sided. It is unbelievable, because as soon as it goes over to the left-hand side,
it goes backwards.
It comes back.
Yeah, it
and
comes back.
every single team knows that we don't need to go and press Trippier, because he's not going to go. He's not going to get forward, and he's going to pass it inside anyway. So that's what they do, and they overload us on the far side. Like, and it's so easy to watch, and every single team does it. It's a tactic that they just do. You know, maybe this is like some mind games that the Southgate's going to do now, and then Trippier's going to start balling it, and they're all going to get caught out. But it's just so one-sided. And then on the left-hand side, because Foden doesn't want to play there, how many times does Jude end up out there?
He's
not a left winger.
Yeah, he always seems to. I always see him picking up the ball on that side.
Man.
But guys, we'll leave it there. Yeah, and I pick up K-Mac, by the way. And guys, make sure you subscribe to K-Mac's channel for me, please.
I'll catch up with you soon, Jamie. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Big up, man. It's a funny one, man. It's a funny one with England at the end of the day. Listen, look, they're into the semi-finals, and to be fair, you probably wouldn't have known that by the way we've spoken about them today. But just trying to be fair, man, honestly, because what we're seeing is just horrible to watch. I'll be honest with you, it's so horrible. And big up Social Joins. I left this comment up here because it was probably the most interesting one, speaking about what Jamie said there about, you know, the players potentially being tired. And, you know, Social Joins is saying maybe Qatar was onto something, move these tournaments to the winter when the players are actually fit. I mean, we saw a decent tournament at the World Cup. It was definitely better than this. It was definitely better than this.
Well, it's arguably the best World Cup in a life.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we saw some get, like, you know, the story of Morocco, the final itself. Even to this day, I still watch highlights of that final. Like, and I never do that with international football because I just
it's the best.
Kind of boring.
It's best international final of all time.
Yeah, and there you go. You know what I mean? So,
but everyone was in the peak of their performance.
Yes.
Because what do footballers say? Yeah. Footballers always say they're probably at their most absolute fitness around December, January time. So everyone's at their peak performance, and that's why you saw a great tournament. Tournaments at the end of especially when, you know, FIFA are now, you gotta have a World Club Championships, gotta be an actual tournament now instead of like 2 or 3 games. It's gotta be an actual tournament. The Champions League is now about 107 games. You know, Premier League and La Liga, Eredivisie, they're all getting bigger and better, and more games. Every pre-season, you've got to travel to America or Australia or Asia to play friendly games.
Are Liverpool in America this summer? In
America, yeah. It's just, I would hate it, but like, surely, what happened to the good old days when we were growing up, when pre-season was just at home?
Yeah, just at home. Do you remember Rovers, you know, game?
Yeah, do you remember Liverpool used to have most of their pre-season in Ireland?
Yeah.
When we were kids, and that was pre-season.
When I was younger, I used to always like hope, like, oh, maybe my mum can get me like tickets, or we can go and see a game, because it was if it's only in Ireland, it's not expensive to get to Ireland anyway, so it's not even too bad.
Now they got to go to Australia and America before, and then come back a couple of weeks before the season starts. You wonder why they're tired.
You wonder why they're tired. Is that on top of having, what is it called, the Nations League? Forgot about that one. You still got the Nations League that gets it is a lot of football, and I think we are seeing, you know, the players are bearing the brunt of that. But guys, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. guys, as I said before, make sure you're subscribed to KMAT. Make sure you're subscribed to Jamie. Make sure you head on over to Harris's channel, Instagram. He did say he will be dropping that video. Please send it to me once you've done it, and I'll push it out on the socials or tag me or whatever that you need to do. And then, of course, we will share that out. Jamie, what we got popping for the week, man?
Oh man, yeah,
and you
let's
got the
go
UFC stuff that you've been doing recently as well. I've been kind of tuning in a little bit here.
Yeah, I do all the UFC and MMA and combat sports stuff with my man Cal and Luke on their channels. And then there's going to be quite a bit of Liverpool content because I'm going to have my normal rants and chats about everything Liverpool. We're coming up this week, definitely a video tomorrow about people going a bit over the top about transfers, and I'm going to talk about the Thiago situation, about him retiring and why he's the biggest flop in Liverpool history.
If you haven't seen Jamie's tweet, make sure you go head on over to his page because because I didn't disagree with what you said. I said I won't go too into it because I know you're going to go into it in the show anyway. But let's just put it this way: I agreed with the tweet because I was like, it's actually true. If you actually compare the two, really one was actually better than the other at Liverpool Football Club, not as a player, just at the football club in what they did. One was actually better. So make sure you guys, of course, you subscribe to Jamie. And last question, and this is for everybody in the chat. I'm trying to figure out which one should I ask, but we'll make this kind of relatively easy. Would you rather lose the ability to read, or would you rather lose the ability to speak?
Read.
I don't need to read, and I need to speak for my job.
You don't. So you'd rather lose the ability to read. So you cannot read anything. Just let you so you understand. You now cannot read anything for the rest of your life.
I've got a wife. She do it for me.
I hear it. No, I hear it. No. I hear it.
We live in 2024. 2024. Surely there's technology now where I can just get a pen or something. It goes over words and says it out or something like that.
Maybe Stephen Hawking type of vibe. I get it. I get it. I get it. But guys, please make sure, man, you smashing the like. Please make sure you are sharing and subscribing to the channel. It's late. I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. I just want to relax now. For the week coming up ahead, as Jamie said, he has got the show coming out tomorrow. Keep your notification bells on to be able to tune in to that. Much love to everybody tuned in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, people. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Peace.